Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another GTA Online Casino DLC video. My name is Saintsman, and today we're talking contacts. Not the things you put in your eyes, but who we're gonna be talking to potentially in the casino DLC. This is something I got a few questions about yesterday, and I thought since it's such an interesting topic, let's make it its own video. There are a lot of NPCs in this game that could be considered good for the casino DLC, and some of them are actually backed up by Rockstar themselves. Some of them have cut content, cut lines of dialogue that inquire about the casino, and one character in particular actually has to do with a cut casino heist. Now this video, clearly, since we still do not know anything about the casino, is just pure speculation, but again, we're basing this off of somewhat good information. Let me know in the comment section below though, what NPC do you want to see in the casino? Now starting us off, we have three contacts that are pretty important in GTA Online that could be considered the casino contact. We have Lester, we have Martin, and we have Gerald. Now, why I'm starting with these three characters is because in the game files, back in the beginning of GTA Online, when I'm assuming Rockstar actually planned for the casino to come out initially, these three characters have lines of dialogue that specifically mention the casino. So if you take a look at this picture, which you may have seen already, Lester at the top mentions the casino, Gerald in the middle mentions the casino, and then Martin at the bottom mentions the casino. Now, out of those three, Gerald is the one that sort of stands out as not really making much sense. That's the one character I don't exactly know how he could relate to the casino. My guess was that he was added as one of the NPCs that let you know about the casino, because early on in the game, he was very important. I mean, Gerald, that was the guy that we basically did a lot of missions for at the very, very start of GTA Online back in 2013. So a lot of players at the time knew who Gerald was. So it would make a lot of sense if Gerald was one of the first NPCs that actually told you the casino was open. But nowadays, that's not really the case. I would bet a lot of people, if they're just starting to play GTA, probably don't know a lot about Gerald. So I would sort of cross him off the list. But the other two are very interesting. Lester's interesting just because he seems to find his way, he seems to find a way to be involved in a lot of these multiplayer online DLCs. Now, whether that's not GTA related, that's just because Rockstar have a good relationship with the voice actor and he's just available all the time. Maybe that's the case. But Lester just seems to be involved. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities that Lester is somehow involved with the casino. And then obviously you have the lines of dialogue, so that also ties him with it. I think out of those three though, Martin is the one that makes the most sense because one, we have the cut lines of dialogue. Two, one of the cut single-player heists called the Sharmuta Job involved Martin, and we, as the character, actually stole Martin's horse. There's a horse track right behind the casino. Maybe that was somehow connected. And if you just think about it, Martin's character itself would just make the most sense if we're doing business with the casino. If we're either owning it or buying shares in it, Martin, the character, would just make a lot of sense to sort of partner with, because you would think since he is rich, he would have some sort of connections and he would maybe know a little bit more about doing business in the casino. So those are the first three characters. Now getting into some other characters that might be a little out there, but still could be possible. We have Tony. I mean, Tony would be perfect for the casino, I would imagine, because I'm thinking the casino is going to work kind of like the nightclub, and Tony did a good job with the nightclub. So they basically just, hey, Tony, come help me do the casino. Or maybe Tony tells you, hey, the casino Maybe that should be our next adventure, next to the nightclub. And since they probably will work so similar, he would just make a lot of sense in that regard. And I mean, he kind of fits the vibe of a casino too. So Tony's a contact that is possible. One character I've seen, some people will speculate, Michael from single player. But the problem with the single player characters is that Rockstar have completely botched the story of GTA Online, the timeline of GTA Online. Nothing in this game makes any sense because you could play a contact mission that takes place in 2013, yet I believe the Doomsday DLC takes place in 2017 because there's like a specific line of dialogue in the Doomsday Heist that specifically mentions 2017. So there's just a whole lot of wonkiness with the timeline. And because of that, you don't know whether the casino, this DLC, is going to take place. I'm assuming it's going to take place in 2019 in GTA Online. But then if you were to pick Michael, would you be telling his story? Is this after single player? Or is this like the original pitch of GTA Online 3 months before the events of single player? Like, that's where things get a little dicey. Because obviously, if it was after single player, then I guess if you involve Michael, then he didn't die. So then they're saying, one of the choices, or the choice maybe with both Michael and Trevor living, is canon. Like, that's what the true story ending is supposed to be. So that's what gets a little crazy here. But Michael as a character does make sense. And I just think it would be really cool to see the single player characters in online. And Michael would make a lot of sense with the casino, because he's rich and he probably has some business experience. And, maybe some of the devs who were working at Rockstar, maybe they were upset that the single player stuff got canned. So it would be cool to have the single player the single player characters show up in GTA Online in the events after story, sort of explaining, where they are now, so to say. And Michael helping out with the casino would be a cool way to tie that in. One of the other characters, though, is Trevor. Now, right off the bat, you're like, Trevor. Okay, that makes no sense. He would not have anything to do with a casino. He wouldn't know how to run a casino, and maybe you're right. But there's a few interesting things that relate to Trevor. So, one, Trevor, according to Fun here, was actually... There was a scene in single player, a cutscene, where you see Trevor getting kicked out of the casino. And it's interesting, he says, because apparently the casino was supposed to be a big part of Trevor's episode involving a casino heist. And he says maybe you want to do that. Maybe he wanted to rob the casino because they kicked him out. But he's wondering if Trevor's going to be featured in this casino online update, or maybe there'll be just an Easter egg. But that's interesting. How in single player, one of the storylines that they had was a casino heist with Trevor. And we actually have already seen Trevor in online. So he's established in online. Now, granted, that was in like 2015 or something. But he is there. And in the Smuggler's Run DLC, when we actually got to see Trevor, Ron mentioned in the cutscene, in the intro cutscene, that Trevor went all Vinewood and dropped his hillbilly shtick. So what if in this DLC we work with a reformed sort of Trevor that wants to go legit? Now that kind of wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for the character, at least what we know about him, but that could be a really cool way to see like sort of where Trevor is now. And then the final character, this is sort of a far out of left field sort of prediction, but this character actually comes from GTA 4. His name is Phil Bell. Now, he was, I guess, a side character in that game. He was part of the Pegorino crime family. I believe he was actually the only guy from that family who lived at the end of GTA 4. But in that game, he maintained that he was a legitimate businessman, and he managed construction yards, the Gentleman's Club. And if we take a look at the police report from that game on his character, you can see in the 80s, he promoted gambling. So boom, we got our connection to the casino. And at the end of GTA 4, his character chose to leave the organized crime business in favor for a simple life in a small town. Now, since it's been a couple years since GTA 4, maybe he pulled a Tony and decided, screw it, I want to go back to a big town, and he shows up in Los Santos. And his character would be definitely a more serious character to run the casino with, but it would be a cool way to tie in some more GTA 4 stuff like Tony sort of did with the nightclub. But that one, again, is sort of a far out pick, but it does make a lot of sense. So out of those characters, which one do you think is going to be the new NPC contact for the casino? Do you even think it's going to be one of these characters? I mean, these are the ones I would say are the most likely, but they could make up some totally new one to be the true NPC contact. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Please drop it a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more casino DLC videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.